Hi everybody, my name is Boris. I'm a first year PA student, and I wanted to shoot a quick video about the group interview for physician assistant programs. So when you apply to PA school, the schools select a certain number of people that they want to invite over to the school for an in-person interview. These can be individual, group, or a lot of variations on that. And when I was preparing for my own interviews, I know there was a lot of videos and articles out there teaching you how to do the best possible individual interview. But there weren't very many resources on group interviews. So I thought I'd kind of put in my 2 cents and see if I could help some people out. So I'm not going to talk about exactly how my school conducted their group interviews, and I'm sure every school does things differently, but I did want to give one piece of advice that I think can apply to everything. Some questions I know that I had going into my group interview was, how do you know when to talk? How do you talk and get your opinion out there without being rude or talking over other people? And how do you have your voice heard when there's a room full of other very type A, pre-PA, confident students, and they're all trying to be heard as well? So the two opposite extremes are, you're either really quiet, you don't say anything, and then of course you're not going to be offered the spot in the school because you were never heard, they don't even know what you had to say. The other side of it would be to be overbearing and rude and talk over people, and then it just shows that you don't have very good personal skills, you don't work well with others, and you will again probably not be offered the spot. So how do you find that sweet spot? How do you get your voice heard, say what you have to say, and show that you can work well with others, and hopefully have the best chance possible of being offered a spot in the matriculating class? So the one piece of advice I would give on the group interview is find out what the group needs and be that and do that. So what do I mean by that? Let's say your proctors give you a task or ask you a question, and then they just say to the group, go, do or answer whatever it is we're asking you to do. And nobody speaks. This is probably unlikely because, like I said, pre-PA students are very type A, they want to get after it, so more than likely someone's going to speak first. But if everyone's nervous, if no one's really being confident and speaking up, speak first. Say either your opinion or whatever it is, just get the ball rolling on whatever task they're giving you to do. So if you can, speak first. If you can't, someone's already spoken, listen to them. Don't just, wait for your turn to speak and say what you were going to say originally. Listen to the person. When they're done or when they're appear to be done, ask them a question, ask them a follow-on, have them clarify what they were saying. Show that you can hold a conversation, show that you can be part of a group. Definitely ask them more about what they had to say, and then maybe ask them if they could see it a different way, maybe interject your own opinion, whatever it is you guys are doing. Just try to ask the person who spoke last something about what they said. Next is, this is something I actually kind of found when I was doing my group interview, is if the group is a little disorganized. If maybe you're going around in a circle and everyone's saying something, everyone's saying their opinion, maybe they're arguing, maybe they're not, more than likely they're going to be very professional. But maybe they're just kind of talking and they're not really organized to what the proctors asked you to do. Try and organize the group. Let's say the proctors, asked you to come up with a plan, and everyone's just going in a circle talking about the prompt or whatever it is they gave you. Try to steer some people towards accomplishing that task, towards making the plan. So someone says their opinion, you ask them a little bit about it, maybe ask them if they could see it differently, maybe not, but then ask them, okay, how does that apply to what we have to do, to what we're being asked to do, if that makes any sense. So, for instance, in my own group interview, I know that the proctors gave us, I think it was 2 or 3 tasks, and they said, we don't really expect you to accomplish all of these, just do your best. And so, like I said, people were just kind of saying their opinions, saying what they thought about the situation, saying, very good points were being made, of course. And what I figured out pretty quickly was that no one was really taking the initiative to drive us toward what the proctors asked us to do. So what I did was, as soon as someone was obviously done speaking, I asked them, maybe if I was confused about something, I asked them to clarify it a little bit. And then, after they clarified that, I kind of had the mic. Basically, like, it's not that we were passing around, a conch shell like in Lord of the Flies or something. Like, people just after a while of doing that, people kind of started looking at me after I asked a question and someone answered it. It was almost like I was kind of taking an unofficial leadership role because I was steering us toward what they wanted us to accomplish. So I'm sorry this is kind of vague. I'm trying as hard as I can not to talk directly about how my school conducted their interviews because I don't think I'm allowed to, and that wouldn't be fair. So basically, my advice is try and figure out what your group is lacking, whether that's a leader, whether that's someone who allows other people to speak, whether that's bringing quiet people into the conversation. That's huge. If there's, a group of 6 of you in the group interview and 3 people are doing all the talking, try to ask, the quieter people what they think. And usually the first thing that they're going to have you do is introduce yourselves. So definitely pay attention, learn everyone's names quick, and then if you see that someone's not contributing, ask them. Try and get in there and then ask them what they think. Or maybe say something that you think and then immediately direct the attention to that person and try to ask a quiet person what they think. That's big. So see if your group needs that. If everyone's speaking up very much, everyone's kind of talking over each other, maybe it's a little too chaotic, try and organize the people. Try and say, ask the question as soon as someone's done speaking. Hey, okay, very good that you feel this way or you think this. Now, how does it pertain to, X, Y, and Z, whatever the proctor's asked you to do? If that made sense, I think that's going to be a pretty powerful way for you to stand out in the group interview. All right, I really hope that helped someone. I'm going to make a few more videos about the interview process and maybe about study tips. I'm not sure how much time I have today. My dog's here looking at me. I think he wants to go outside.
Hi, boy. Say hi to the camera. Hi. Hi, Finn.
Anyway, like I said, I really hope that helped someone. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave some comments below. I'll get to all of them over winter break, I promise. And good luck in your interviews.